Hey guys, my name is Olive Fox. Welcome to my channel and I am back. Did you miss me? You didn't, how rude. Anyway, today we're going to be watching How to Build a Girl. I mean, last I checked I was quite a girl, but you know, just in case I'm not, I rather enjoy being a girl. So in case like someday I'm not a girl anymore and like I turn into a woman or something, we shall become a girl again.
Girls in books always have a moment where everything changes.
So Johanna is just as sick and tired of life as I am. Welcome to the club.
Powerful truths that change people's lives.
Okay, so she wants fantasy, she gets bullied, she is in high school, and she is 16. I'm kind of losing interest at this point.
For starters, I am not a tragic orphan.
Oh my god, you guys, she is different. I didn't realize this entire time how different I am. Actually, like, it is quite an exception to have both parents present. Like, half of the people my parents know are like divorced, and like still boggles my mind that my parents are together. It's like, what are you two doing together?
Bronte sisters, Donna Summer, Dr. Sigmund Freud.
I take that back. She is different. Dr. Sigmund Freud. Of the billions of people that have lived on Earth and the billions of people that are currently living on Earth, you choose Dr. Sigmund Freud. I don't know if it's just me or perhaps like the rest of the world too, but I have like a strong resentment against the man because I once had to read a 350-page long psychology book in under 24 hours, and that just like kind of messed with my head. Also the fact that there is a series called Freud on Netflix that I do not recommend. Do not watch that shit. It's so terrifying. Dr. Sigmund Freud. I get it, girl. You don't have any game. I get it. It gets lonely around here, but your dad, Dr. Sigmund Freud. There are many ways to make a person different. They can have 11 fingers, but Dr. Sigmund Freud.
Hannah Morrigan.
Ovulate quietly.
I've been chosen.
Jokes aside, I actually admire that because it is very rare to come across a young person who is also an exceptional writer who actually enjoys it. As a writer myself and as someone who is studying English, I just love to read some good stuff that is written by a young person because, you know, I'm 19, I know that's not a lot, but I still look at like 16-year-olds and like what they write and I'm like, their idea of the world is so different than me. Because I'm more into like the middle of romanticism and classicism, and I'm obsessed with young writers and old writers and all sorts of writings, and I should shut up now.
Key wisdom, don't ever forget this. Things ever get leery. Turn the conversation to jazz. Confuses people.
I think it worked because like I'm confused now.
My father sells you babies, and all you want to do is bone.
I told you nothing good can come out of idolizing Sigmund Freud.
Hog anatomy lacks rotator cuffs. You can't open your forelegs that wide, but
I think now is a good time to turn the conversation to jazz because like, girl. Police. Somebody call the police.
Scooby! Scooby-Dooby-Doo!
You do that on national television, then the next day your parents would send you to school like, honey, I'm sure nobody watched that.
DSS. We're investigating allegations you've been illegally claiming disability benefit whilst breeding border collie dogs.
Oh my god. Oh, that is like adding insult to injury. You first. But that like the insult came first. The injury is coming now. Now she's thrown herself into poverty. Way to go, Johanna.
I'm not dying, Johanna. This is called anxiety.
Will jam make it better?
Will jam make it better? I'll tell you what'll make it better. Stop talking to that man.
It's a competition to be a rock critic.
They're really into music. First we had jazz, now we have rock. I don't listen to music, so I have no idea about any genre.
I'm Johanna Morgan. I have an interview for the job.
I didn't think you were real, love.
What?
Insult, injury, insult. It's actually kind of sad how useless these people are. Like, they're just sitting around having bets on phone calls. If you have that much money, give it to me.
Do you know what cool people are, Johanna?
Hygienic, I presume. She's going under the sink in a public bathroom in an office where people like these people exist. I don't care if I'm stoned. I don't care if I am on anesthesia or like even nervous. Like, I don't care what's wrong with me. You would never find me there. Dear God, please don't let that happen. You go, girl. You go, girl. Get that job.
It can't be harder to learn about than the periodic table, and I got a 98% on that test. I only failed on KR.
Actually, stop, girl. You failed on my favorite element. 3683.7, what's so hard to memorize? Okay, you go, girl. You got the job. I'm ashamed to admit that if you ever find me on Brands for Less, you shall find me just as passionate. I mean, they are selling moisture teas for 500 dirhams and that is a steal.
Good God, it's a child catcher.
No.
I thought we were becoming a writer, Johanna. But then again, I also dress up all the time. Like, I just drew a rainbow, really cute. So maybe you can also dress up. Well, there is no maybe. You can dress up if you want.
Get me in the papers.
And this, ladies and gents, is why we say it is never too late to live your dream. Only I don't want to wait until I'm 40. I mean, I'm turning 20 next year and it is freaking me out. I don't know. I know a lot of 20-year-olds, and I know that's not a big number, but I still am freaking out as if I'm going to like turn 30. That is going to happen one day. I'm going to turn 30, and then I'm going to turn 40, and then I'm going to turn 50. I'm freaking out.
At 9 p.m. last night, rock and roll meant nothing to me. By midnight, it was the most important thing. Book Mr. S. my byline.
Oh, I'm hearing the word buy and I'm liking it.
But I can't believe that actually got printed, because like the one line they read to us, that did not seem like really impressive, but then it was printed suddenly, so go Johanna.
And where everything is possible.
I'm like at a loss of words, except I think it is time to get rid of the Sigmund Freud poster. I don't think you need it anymore, because what he preaches and reaches and teaches is Sweet Home Alabama.
Sit here and tell me more about it.
Oh God. I thought they were like just goth and stuff, but apparently they're harassers as well. When was the last time you came across a decent person? I mean, I know I exist and you exist, but like apart from the two of us, when was the last time you came across a decent person? Theon Greyjoy? I've watched a couple of episodes of Game of Thrones and they were enough to make me despise this man. Like, for some blessed reason, I absolutely hated him. And I'm pretty sure there was no one on the show that I hated more than this man. I should rewatch those episodes to remind myself why I hated him so much. I just absolutely hated him.
Then 20 years later, you wake up with your lungs full of cinder, the bed's on fire, and you realise the dragon grew up.
That is an exceptionally great dialogue. I'm fearing that by the end of this movie, I might actually come to like this man, and I don't want that. Because when I would watch Game of Thrones after this, I would be like, oh no, Theon, he must have a great reason to do this dumb act. Don't want that happening. I don't want anyone clouding my judgment. Don't utter such great dialogues.
It's always sunny above the clouds. However awful it is on Earth, if you go high enough, it's always summer. Isn't that amazing?
I beg to differ, darling, because summer, dear, is literally boiling us right now.
If you had to murder someone evil, how would you do it?
Oh, that is an amazing
What's
question.
your worst song?
Oh, I don't know.
Which is the best Beatle?
Duchess, this is not a pop quiz. Even in pop quizzes, they give you some time. She literally bombarded him with 4 questions in a row until the man was like, why am I even talking about this? I should not be paying attention in this scene. I don't want to like Theon Greyjoy. Okay, cute montage. Let's move on.
Tell me one true thing about you. Whose eyes do you have? Whose wonder?
Those are 2 true things, but we should not be talking about this. I'm not supposed to like this man.
Do you want some nuts?
I was like literally expecting a kiss at this point. He's sleeping in the bathtub. I don't take baths. I'm actually like a shower person because I feel like baths take a lot of water and a lot of time. But I've never considered sleeping in one. With like the door open, like you're sleeping in the bed and the person's sleeping in the bathtub, and that's just not supposed to be talking about this. I hate him.
Some people aren't just people, but a place.
Suits you right, Johanna, for making me like Theon Greyjoy. I mean, I don't like him. You go, girl. You go, girl. She is back to get her job back.
So, our job here is to remove the parasites.
Basically, this is a video of me roasting a girl roasting music. En français.
Poor Simon looks like a toe. Someone drew a face on.
I feel like they should have hired an actual critic to write those things because none of what she's saying is funny. A guy looks like a thumb, ha 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 ha. He's moving down a pipe, ha ha. It's not funny. It's like saying Kim Kardashian is plastic. It has been said like 5,000 times. It's not funny anymore. Yes, some things are funny, but this is absolutely not. Like, you should have gone to like a meme page and copy pasted whatever they were saying. That's funny. This is not funny.
Where's the van?
I mean, if we look at this from the perspective that your parents bring you into this world, carry you for 9 months, and like keep carrying you for a lot of months after that, and then pay your bills and like send you to school and like do a lot of things for you, I guess if they sell my van, it's okay.
I got taste in it all.
Mayonnaise.
I think we're missing the point here, Johanna. Ask him. Is he Heinz mayonnaise or not? Because that is the only brand of mayonnaise I like. How'd she get away with it? My parents were going to like shoot me down, tear me apart, do so many things to me. Let's be realistic here. When was the last time you saw someone rise to fame that quickly? Literally, like, and the fact that she's able to switch genres so easily does not make sense to me. Like, first she was writing poems about her dog, then she went ahead and became like a rock critic, then she was doing interviews, then she became the hate critic. She's switching genres so quickly and it does not make sense to me. I mean, there is a difference between like a professional writer, like, you know, the kind that exists for like TV shows and stuff, like producers tell you, write this kind of story and they come out with it. But that is like a bunch of people working on that certain thing. And there's like so much inspiration and so much work that goes into it. But how is she able to just pump stuff out and all of it just is being received and loved? It's not realistic. I mean, but then again, movies are not realistic. It's just, I feel like they should not have changed genres with her so many times.
Now, we should kiss.
That's not me, Dutch.
I was expecting you would say, that's not you, Dutch. That is not the Duchess that I fell in love with. Every 15 minutes, I feel like, oh, now she's done it. But then she like proves me wrong. She's like, no, I haven't gone off the rails completely yet. I'm going to do something bigger. And then she does something bigger. I'm like, oh, we're finally off the rails now. But nope, we're still not there yet. Then she does something bigger. And I'm like, we're finally off the rails now. Then she does something bigger. I'm like, we're finally off the rails now. I think we're finally off the rails for like the final time now.
Question to you, Johanna, is when did you lose your fucking mind?
I think we have reached the point. She has gone off the rails finally. Like, you know, we're universally acknowledging that she has gone off the rails.
Do you think all this is normal? Do you think I'm normal? Well, it's not. None of this is normal.
Nat Geo once did a documentary on a girl who could say things backwards quite quickly. Like, you would say the word, she would immediately say it backwards. Mat, tam, immediately. Cat, tack, immediately. And like really long words too. Like hospital. And she was like, lettuce. No, it is latip. So she was really good at it. But as soon as she would say those words, her mother would immediately make her say the actual word in the right way. Because her mother was like, I'm afraid that she might, you know, get too obsessed with saying things backwards and might, you know, it might become hard for her to say them right. So, you know, her mother was keeping this like sort of check and balance on her, which Dolly's parents clearly did not. You do reach this like certain point where you're not a child anymore. I mean, as I said, I'm freaking out about turning 20. I am well aware that 20 is like literally nothing. You're still very young at 20. Even at 25, you're still very young. But it isn't, you know, exactly reducing my fear. The knowledge that I'm not behaving right does not immediately make me feel better, you know? Being aware that you're having a panic attack doesn't stop the panic attack. So the same is going with her. She knows what she's doing is wrong, but she cannot exactly control it.
Is this her love?
So it works. You get into a random cab, you tell them, take me home, and they actually take you home? This can go either way. She'll either remain off the rails or finally get back on track.
I want to apply for trainee writer on whatever it's called, your mag.
Okay.
We change genres again. What in the world?
I wanted to apologise to you for the review.
That takes a lot of guts, like a lot of guts. I would simply change names, cities, and just like dye my hair blue this time.
God, you're young.
That's what the lady at Sephora said to me when she found out I was only 19. She was like, what are you doing here, darling? I don't know why they always call you darling or dear. It's really cute, but like, you should have seen the look on her face. She was like, you're 19? Darling, you shouldn't be here.
Like a monthly letter from you telling us what you've been up to. Building a girl.
And another switching of genre. This movie shouldn't have been called How to Build a Girl. It should have been How to Change Genres in Writing. I would really appreciate that. As someone who has to write essays every week, please. I need it.
In the last week, I have apologised to 133 bands. That's the original piece I wrote about you.
You're going to have to pause to read that. I'm not going to read that to you. I didn't find it impressive enough. Sorry.
A tale.
I think I finally have an idea of Johanna and her personality and why this movie is called How to Build a Girl. Because Johanna has still not built herself. I mean, in her room, she had this like wall of gods, and she was inspired by all those people. She went ahead and chopped her hair off like one of the women in Little Women. She did that just because she felt inspired by it. She is not exactly her true person yet, so whatever inspires her, she goes ahead and does that. And I think that is beautiful. Every time somebody tells me to be myself, I'm like, who the hell is myself? Never met him. What the hell? Like, I don't know who myself is. Every time I meet a person, every time I read a book, every time I watch a series, that affects me and I completely, well, not completely, but slightly change as a person. So I think Johanna, being 16, I think it is amazing to see her change that much. And I still don't understand how she's excelling in all those genres. It makes sense that she's writing in them, but to excel in them, that is exceptional. So I guess she is a different girl. But I love that, you know, she's like that unstable sort of person with like her bubbly personality. She is unaware of who she is and who she is, and that she is going to build a girl.
I'm nearly 17.
Not you, Dutch. Me. I'm far too young for you.
Oh, just say it. You're trying to keep it legal. And that is how you build a girl. I always thought it required an egg and a sperm, but oh well. So that was it for this video. Really hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, I'm about to do my outro after a long time. Let's see if I can do it right. So that was it for this video. Really hope you guys enjoyed, and if you did, give me a like. Also, comment below and let me know anything you want me to know, and also subscribe, click the notification bell so you'll be notified every time I upload, and also follow me on my Instagram and Twitter. They're both at OnlyFox, and yeah, that is it. I'm the only OnlyFox in this world, and I think I probably am in love with Theon Greyjoy at this point. So yeah, bye. I actually did it. I love myself. Kinda not. In like a very non-romantic sort of a way.
It's when we leave and all